It didn't hit her right away. It felt like any other morning. The sky was the same color, the walls were the same color, and her life had the same slow beat. Then, a small, unimportant detail showed her that she was no longer in the same world. You're hearing this because you've felt it too. Such a small change that you might have missed it, but once you saw it, you could never forget it. Here is the first thing you need to let go of. It's not like walking through a magical portal with flashing lights when you change timelines. Being awake in a world that's almost exactly the same as the old one is more like what it feels like. But then, something small and insignificant shows that things have changed. In the neuroscience view, your brain sorts through billions of pieces of information every second. A new path is chosen by your heart, which is your subconscious. Your brain then starts to tune your perception to a new frequency. Things that become clear no longer look random, but the world still looks the same. The infinite field of possibility has already collapsed into a new pattern around you, according to the quantum view. You're just now becoming aware of the little places where the old reality and the new reality don't quite match up. Think of your favorite song with a tune you know by heart. As you listen, all of a sudden, one note sounds different. You can barely see it, but you can feel it in your soul. That's when you think, I've already crossed over. To that end, I want to know what the last little thing was that seemed a little off. You felt like the universe was telling you in a soft voice, you are not where you used to be. Take a deep breath in this awareness. Before we go any further, please understand that this is more than just a video. It is an energy transmission. Tell someone about this right now if you feel called to. Sharing makes this field of awareness bigger, making a way for others who are ready to awaken to connect with it. The first day of her journey felt like any other morning. She walked to the coffee shop she had been going to every day for years. She thought she knew the streets like the back of her hand because they were always the same and always happened at the same time. But something wasn't right. She had grown used to hearing the cafe door squeak every time she opened it. There was no sound this time. Not a squeak. When I opened the door, it felt like it had been perfectly oiled for years. She took a look. While the staff normally greets her with warmth, one of them was new to her. A barista she had never seen before. It seemed like everyone else had known him for a long time. She tried to explain it away at first. Her mind raced to come up with reasons. The door might have been fixed last night. It's possible that I have never seen that barista before. A small voice said in the background, "This is not the same timeline you went to sleep in." According to the neuroscience view, this is your brain's desire to find novel ways to solve problems. It wants the things it knows and can count on. You become aware of something when it doesn't match the old prediction. Your mental map of the world doesn't match up with what you're seeing, which makes you feel strange and even creepy. Click the like button if you share that unsettling feeling. You are acknowledging this message by doing this simple thing, which creates a quantum signature that says, "I am aware." In the quantum view, she had changed already. There was no mistake with the silent door or the new face. They were gentle signs, loving proof that the field of possibilities had changed to fit her. This is like a long hallway in your heart that is full of doors. You've gone through the same one every morning. But today, you reached for the door handle next to it without even realizing it. It was so quiet and easy during the shift. So I have a question for you. Do you listen when life whispers to you instead of roaring? Or do you try to think it off until the whisper stops? Trust yourself. Take a moment to subscribe to make sure you stay in touch with this stream of consciousness. Think of it as an energetic agreement or intention that you set to stay in line with the reality you choose. If this hits close to home for you, say it out loud in the comments. I trust the quiet whispers. This is what you want to say. Your heart is telling you that it is ready to be heard over the loud voice of doubt when you write these words. The door was just the start. Over the next few days, more small things began to break the illusion that everything was still the same. A friend would think of something she had nothing to do with. She was sure last week that a street sign was blue, but it was now green. Her mouth moved over a word she had never used before, and it felt like it had always been hers. It was strange at first. It took a lot of work for her logical mind to fill in these gaps. I think I'm forgetting things. No, I'm not wrong. But it got harder for her to hide how she felt the more she thought about it. This is known as pattern interruption from the neuroscience view. When your brain finds an unexpected detail, it has to decide whether to add this new piece of information to the old story or make the world bigger to fit the new information. That second choice doesn't come up very often, but when it does, your view of things literally expands. You see things in the world that you didn't see before. In the quantum view, these aren't mistakes or glitches. They are used for calibration. They're like little loving signs that let you know you've entered a new set of possibilities. It's like seeing an old painting that you've loved for a long time. But now you see a paint stroke in the corner that was never there before. It's a different color. There are no changes to the painting. It is still a beautiful work of art. Things had changed for her. Now the question was not if it took place, but why. So I want to know what part of your life won't fit into the old story. What if that's the proof you've been looking for that you're already over them? Breathe into being aware. She fought back at first. It was very hard for her mind to let go of what it knew. This is just in my mind. I'm worn out. It's not working right for me. But the signs kept coming, and each one made it feel like denial was stronger than acceptance. What if I really am in a different version of my reality? She whispered into the dark as she sat alone in her room one night. As soon as she spoke, a strange and wonderful calm came over her. Fear and confusion are not good. There was peace. Here's a thought we need to forget. Being afraid doesn't mean that the shift is dangerous. A lot of the time, fear is just the echo of your old self as your mind tries to catch up to where your heart is. This is cognitive dissonance from a neuroscience view. To protect its stable view of the world, the brain fights against contradictions. But if you let go of that resistance, a new model of reality that is stronger and more in line with reality can appear. In the quantum view, fear was just some rough air, like an airplane finding a new, smoother route to fly. The body feels the shake just before the trip becomes steady. It wasn't the end of the change when she agreed. It was the anchor that made the new reality stick. Picture yourself on a bridge made of light that connects two worlds. You know the world behind you. There is a beautiful sense of uncertainty in the world ahead. For as long as you look back, the bridge will shake. When you look ahead, though, it becomes solid and strong under your feet. She chose to face forward that night. That one brave move made her new timeline her real home. Why don't you just accept your shifts as they are? What would happen if you stopped trying to explain them away? Accept what you're feeling. Say this peaceful thought in the comments below if you're ready to let go of the fight. I am safe in my new reality. These words can heal your soul and let your nervous system know it's safe to let go of the old and settle into the peace of your true, chosen timeline. As soon as she accepted the change, her whole world began to slowly get back in order. It became easier for people to talk to each other. She didn't have to work for the chances that came her way. Her own thoughts felt different, like they were coming from a smarter version of herself who had been waiting for her in this new world the whole time. Keep this powerful truth in mind. Things don't change first, and then you adapt. First you change, and then the real world pops up and meets you where you are. Take a moment to understand that truth. If you like this video, you are putting this belief into your life with your energy. You are the cause, not the effect, and this is a physical action that grounds that truth. Her subconscious had been given new instructions, according to the neuroscience view. It was like a spotlight turned on all the new possibilities that fit her new emotional state in a part of her brain called the reticular activating system. It wasn't just in her mind that things were changing. Her brain was actually viewing the world through a different lens. What the quantum view says is that the universe was responding. With her inner alignment, the patterns, people, and synchronicities that were meant to be in this version of her life from the start started to come to her. Picture your life as a garden. Many years may have gone by while you tried to get flowers to grow in the wrong soil. The right seeds are now starting to grow naturally because you changed the soil of your inner world. This is making a beautiful landscape without any work on your part. She had more faith, so her garden grew faster. What lovely things are already trying to grow in your life? Are you okay with just letting them bloom? Align yourself by breathing. She came to understand something very important over time. There was a reason for the shift. It wasn't just luck. This was something she could actually do. She could join the dance. Take this belief to heart. You don't have to wait for things to turn around on their own. You could tilt it yourself in a soft and loving way. She began to play. Before going to sleep, she would change one small thought. Instead of worrying, she would choose to breathe into a feeling of trust. She'd ask, "What if the better version of my reality is already here?" Every time she did that, the world would bend just a little, showing her in a sweet, subtle way that her choice on the inside was showing on the outside. In the neuroscience view, this was an example of neuroplasticity at work. She was making a new, gentle pathway in her brain with every thought she repeated with real emotion. Those pathways made it easy to do new things, and those things led to even more change. In the quantum view, she was learning how to make her own signal work better. Every small change in how she felt caused waves to travel through the quantum field and bring into her experience new, more beautiful versions of reality. Picture yourself as a conductor in front of a large orchestra. At first, it looked like you were waving the baton around without a clear plan, and the music was all over the place. Now, though, you're picking the notes with love and care, and the orchestra is responding by making the most beautiful symphony. This is your life, and you are the conductor. So I want to know what tune you've been playing if your thoughts and feelings are the sounds that make up your reality. And what lovely song are you going to write next? Breathe into your goal. Do you feel like your creativity is getting stronger? Say it in the comments. I am the composer of my reality. Typing these words is a strong act of will. You are taking over as conductor, choosing the beautiful symphony that your soul came here to play. Then she found a very important key. Imagining a different world is one thing, but living in it is everything. Feel free to let go of this belief. Visualization doesn't change timelines by itself. Being embodied does. She had thought about a better life every day for years. The pictures often gave her ideas, but they would always fade, and she would go back to her old habits. This time things were different. She didn't just picture herself in the new world. She started to act like she was there. She changed the way she talked and moved, and from that new place, she started making decisions. In the neuroscience view, this is called identity wiring. Your brain works to make sure that your actions match how you really feel about yourself. When she started to really believe in her cells, "I am the version of me who already lives here," she started to act in a way that made sense. The new story stopped bothering her nervous system, and it began to support it. The quantum view says that this was resonance embodiment. A frequency that you only feel in your mind can be easily broken. But there is a frequency that you can't change because it's part of your body. Not only what you want, but also who you are has the most impact on the field. It's like putting on a fresh coat. It might feel a little strange at first, but it feels like it's part of you the more you wear it. You forget you're wearing it after a while. It feels like a second skin. To be the new you, you no longer have to try. You are the new you. After that, the changes happened even faster. There was no reason for this. She had just stopped pretending and started being herself. So I want to know if you're still picturing the life you want from afar. Or are you already starting to move, talk, and breathe like the person who is living it now? Breathe into being yourself. She felt more sure of herself with each step toward this new way of being. Moving didn't seem like such a strange or mysterious thing anymore before long. It seemed right. It seemed like it had to happen. It's good to remember this truth. There are a lot of shifts every day. Like the tide, they never change. You were just taught not to see them. She was now aware of the only difference. If this realization makes you feel calm, show it by giving this video a like. That click sends a signal of calm and acceptance into the quantum field. This makes it easier for you to notice how your life is always changing in small ways. She had been going from one imaginary world to another without thinking about it, calling the changes chance, luck, or coincidence. She could see the pattern now. From inside her body, she could feel the tilt. It was like feeling the soft sway of a wave. In the neuroscience view, this was introspection, which means being able to pick up on your own body's signals. Her nervous system was talking to her and letting her know when her alignment had changed. She had finally learned to understand and respect its kind words. In the quantum view, she was learning how to speak the language of the field very well. There was less chance in the signs. Like loving breadcrumbs left on a path that only she could read, they were markers. Picture yourself walking along a path with a sky full of stars above you. The constellations above you move around slowly with each step you take. It wasn't clear before, but now you can see it well. The universe is moving with you and reflecting back to you your beautiful journey. Your life isn't going to change someday. It's always changing. Here's my question. What if every small change you notice isn't just a coincidence? What if it's proof that you are already moving between worlds? Accept that things will happen. She finally came to a beautiful turning point. She stopped looking for proof. Did I really shift? Was no longer a question she had to ask. Life was answering her before she could even think of a question. The last belief you should fully accept is this one. You don't need constant proof to show that your shift is right. As soon as you no longer need proof, the shift is solid and real. She saw it in the tiniest, most magical ways. A book with the exact phrase she had been thinking about open in front of her would appear. Someone she didn't know in a store would say the same things she had written in her journal the night before. A chance would quietly knock on her door, and she wouldn't have to go look for it. She first called them synchronicity. But she soon saw that they were more than that. They were convergences, happy times when her inner state and the outside world were perfectly in sync with each other. Her brain's filters had been permanently adjusted, according to the neuroscience view. She was no longer giving more weight to signals from the old story in her mind. It now only showed what matched the identity she chose. There hadn't been a sudden rise in coincidences. There had always been a lot of them. That was it. She had finally found their frequency. This resonance inevitability was from the quantum view. The field can only give you experiences that are a perfect match when your frequency is stable, clear, and true. She wasn't in charge of everything. She was just being a living example of what she knew to be true. Imagine that you were in the middle of a huge, sunny field. Streams of golden light start coming at you from every direction. It's not because you're after them, but because they can't fight the weight of your calm, sure heart. The search for proof was over. The truth had already spoken. So let me ask you this. What if you stopped looking for proof and just let life give you what your certainty can bring? Focus on taking deep breaths. She learned something simple but important on her journey. Thunder and lightning don't let you know when a shift is coming. They show who they are in whispers. A door that doesn't make noise anymore. A friendly face you know even though you haven't seen them before. Something so small that you can't miss it. The timelines tilt in that way. Not in a big, dramatic way, but in a loving, quiet way that makes sense. This is the last truth you should remember. You don't need to look for change. You just need to be aware of it, accept it, and become the person who already fits in that beautiful new reality. Your brain is not a fixed object according to the neuroscience view. It is a living system that is ready to change the way you see the world with every thought you consider. Based on the quantum view, there are an infinite number of options. But the one that forms all around you is the one that you are right now, with all your heart. Imagine being on the edge of a horizon that goes on forever. Every single path is glowing and seems to go on forever. You take a small step forward, and the ground lights up under your feet. This shows that reality is always changing to love you. As this transmission ends, you have the chance to make its frequency stronger. When you share this message, it sends a wave of calming, empowering energy out into the world, finding hearts that are looking for this exact confirmation. Be the one who makes the wave. Waiting is not necessary. You are already moving. Now the only question is which reality you are living in. Say this last powerful thing in the comments if this whole journey speaks to your soul. My reality confirms who I am. Let the act of writing this be the last sign that you have changed. This is a sign that you are no longer looking for signs, because you are now the sign. The world around you always and perfectly shows who you are. Finally, the key that keeps this reality open is your subscription. Click it now to make sure you're still on this journey with this group. We'll talk to you again on the next call. Now the only question is, what kind of energy will you bring into your life this week? Leave a word in the comments. Trust, ease, flow, power, and presence. Let's decide your new life together. Breathe into being yourself.